Oh my God. Oh my God. Get up there. Go ahead there, bro. Go ahead there. Oh, yeah.
By the end of this film, I want you to be going, when you go to pursue a Julien's, with the best possible chance of catching that dream fish, because they have captured my imagination for a very long time. And I do believe, with a little bit of confidence inside now, that I understand them now more than ever. And by watching this, when you ever go to target this species, I'm going to give you the information to allow you to have the best possible chance of catching that dream Julien's. The hardest carp species in the world to catch. Sounds crazy, right? Is there one beyond the king carp? I know a lot of you will think the king carp is the holy grail. That's the one, that mystical fish swimming around in an estate lake. But honestly, I really do think the Julliens Golden Price Carp, or the Jullies as I like to call them, gazumps them all. They really are a special species. The golden flanks, those beautiful dark stripes, the red eyes, the mouth, the body shape. Not only do they fight like a cruise missile.
That's the Juliens. That's the Juliens.
That is the world's fastest bite.
Oh,
that's a Julian.
that's what they do, isn't it? Super fast bite.
It's got to be.
Go on now.
Oh no.
Oh God, I hope we get this in. What we've been waiting for all week.
We just made a little hook bait tweak, but it's Kyle's shout really. Just came off the boilies. Three grains of corn. I'm pretty sure this is a Julien's. Got to be. We're going to see something now. It's either going to be absolute disappointment or we're going to see something cool.
Yes!
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 Oh, yes.
Yes, and it is. Oh, don't hit that line up again. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It's a little chunky one.
Yes!
Oh,
How's the hook hold with my hook? That's all I wanted to do, was test these hooks as well on a Julien's, right? How is it hooked actually? Nailed? Moving? Locked?
Locked.
Is it?
Yeah, it's locked, man. It wasn't coming off.
That's the first ever Julien's prized golden carp
yeah.
on an OMC hook. Oh, we left it late, Nikos.
Oh my.
We left it so late. We left it to the final day. The final day of filming. The mighty Julien's. This one is not a PB, but it is nudging the 40-pound mark. And just look at that. Unbelievable. We've had to wait a long time. They ain't easy fish to catch. They're really spooky. They've been hanging out elsewhere, but finally one has taken pity on us. Absolutely buzzing. That just caps a quite incredible trip. Caps. No,
Hey!
we sell them.
Yeah. Been amazing.
They are just incredible, incredible fish to target. Nothing for me quite captures that imagination like a Julien's does. Look at that thing. Look at it. That is one of the greatest fish I've ever seen in my life. But that generally, if Bobby Zamora is around, something big happens. In like if Bobby's here,
Come on, Bobby.
No, if Bobby's around, something crazy happens. Something big gets caught. Yeah. The Julien's Golden Carp. Probarbus Juliani. I think that's the Latin. I think that's the right pronunciation. I think what makes them so special is they're endangered. So they're actually endangered in the wild, and mostly now you're not going to see them caught in the wilds of Thailand. And so when I go to Gillhams, for me, that rarity and the size, the fact they've been in Gillhams since probably its inception. I think Stuart's told me the story from the very early days. So when you do catch a Julien's from there, not only do you know more and more year on year about this species, you know their kind of back history. They're really rare. There's a reason they're called the golden carp or the golden prize, because they are special. Those dark flanks, everything about them, the way they fight. But that's a bite, mate, yeah. Yep. Slowly, remember, don't know which one that is, yeah?
I'm gonna have a guess that it's a Julian, you know.
What's that? It's a fast bite.
Yeah, just the way, like, and the way I felt, it might have darted back on itself again.
Wait there, steady, go steady, go steady, go steady.
Yeah.
It's not on a Julien's rig, that one. But
shouldn't have bothered with it.
But it was. He wants to sign me so bad. He's had the. Let's have a look what we got.
Julian.
It is a bit. It's a bigger Julian. It's a bigger Julian. Even when we're targeting the Siamese, the old ice screamers. Go on then. Go nice and steady now, mate. Yep. You got the jewel in the crown. Oh yeah, lovely. Go on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's got a big old set of shoulders on it. Oh yes, you're in. Yes. Go on, Julian. Yes, lovely. Oh yeah. There you go. After watching them, that is the rig I thought will be an absolute Julien's winner. The old long legs of liner. Oh yeah. Come bring it closer. That's it, lovely. Oh yes. Long legs of liner. Cassian, size 4. Beautiful. Ice cream. Cork dust wafter, which is now standard procedure with a little ice cream topper. Just chewed down, so it sinks slowly. It was actually a Siamese rig. Lovely. Let's do the unhooking. Oh yeah. Easy. Yes. There you go, the old ball, just like we showed you. It looks a bit crude, but they never can deal with it. The old magic wand, arrow in line, and then the rest, as they say, is in the net and it's in Spiller's history books. What a jammy sod, I bet you're thinking. His first ever carp species from Gillhams being a Julien's. Well, the carp gods had royally shone on Spiller here, and what a way to see it go back with this classic drone shot, getting our 2026 trip off to a flyer. There is just so much to tell you about a Julien's, and when you go to Gillhams, they do not come easy. You know, I would say they're the hardest species to target because there's so many other fish in there. And these, you're talking about a real shy, difficult to catch creature. And I'm going to tell you why. And so if you do go to Gillhams, I'm going to give you an instruction into this film, into exactly how to go there or any lake in Thailand where there could be Julien's, the things you need to do to ensure you've got your best chance of catching one. Finally, look at that. One of my favourite carp species, the Julien's, and the first Julien's ever caught in the history of the world on a one more cast hook. The hook bait tweak was down to this man. We had to mix it up. Just the hook bait tweak. Oh, Kyle, smile. Yes. One of the reasons that makes them harder to catch. So say you've gone and you've booked your holiday, you're going to Gillhams, you're going to somewhere with Julien's in it. You're going to have this big trade-off as an angler. You're going to have these giant Siamese carp jumping out. You're going to have Mekong catfish leaping out, chow priors. Now, let me tell you something interesting about a Mekong and a Siamese carp. Now, firstly, not only would these fish in the swim scare off Julians, a Siamese and a Mekong catfish are both filter feeders. So they don't feed on the bottom like you imagine. So a Siamese carp especially, because I would say a lot of people will go to Gillhams in pursuit of a big Siamese carp, and they are incredible creatures, and I was obsessed by them. Once upon a time, they sort of took the ranks of the obsession, the big Siamese. But what you end up working out is that if you're trying to target Siamese, you're not going to catch the Julians, because these Siamese carp, they come in, they will whack the bottom, attack the lake bed to bring that food up so that they can filter it. So they will inhale their food. That's why they've got these big, enormous mouths, the Siamese, and they will come in, they will eat it all, and your hook bait will be somewhere in amongst it. Then a Julien's, if you like, is probably one of the rare species in a Thai lake, which feeds a little bit more like the king carp, of course. They will feed on the bottom. Of course, they can take baits coming off the bottom a little bit, especially when they're disturbed, if they've come off the lake bed. But you will find they are so shy, they're so reserved, that these bigger beasts, if you like, 100-pound plus Siamese, Gillhams has got 200-pound plus Siamese in there. Mekong catfish over 300 pounds. Then you've got real predators like the chow prior catfish. Now, a Julien's is not going to want to be in town when a chow prior is going to be there. So if you're feeding heavy, you're making loads of disturbance trying to attract all these other species, then I think one of the last species that's going to come into your swim and feed with confidence is a Julien's. So if you really want a Julien's, you've almost got to say to yourself, okay, if one comes along by accident, I'll take it. If I'm going there with a dream, like the dream I had in 2026 of wanting a big Julien's, or the dream I had in 2025 and 2024, then you've got to set your stall out, and you've got to be willing to have the blanks and the days without the fish, or commit a couple of rods just to Julien's, because of the way the other fish feed, the way the ecosystem of that lake works. That's what creates the opportunity to give the calmness for the Julien's to feel the confidence to come into your swim to feed.
Yeah. But, I've got to go. I've got to go. Oh, I've got to go. Oh, Julian! Travel rod. Catapulting just boilies. Ice cream and paella, just pinging them out there. Listen to like the liners. You think it's the wind, but honestly, it's been a morning of line bites. But this little travel rod on the floor, which has already caught me a PB Julie's, which we had to go swimming for. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to try to land this one from the shore with it, just to mix it up. No. Yeah. It is a Julie. We knew it was a Julie's. Of course it was a Julie's. All we've been feeding is ice cream and boilies, and we've been getting liners galore, seeing them over me. Just redid 3 of the rods and left this one on the floor. And of course it's the one not on alarms that goes in it. Of course it is. Why would it go? Why would the ones on the alarms go when there's one on the floor? That would be ridiculous. It's always the old snide that slides away. Come on, me Julie. Come on, me Julie. Come to me, you. Come to me, you. Come to me, you. Come to me, you. Here you go, you. Have me, Julie. Hey. Booyakasha. Hey. What are we saying about that one? The absolute jewel in the Thai crown, the mighty Julliens Golden Price Carp, baby. That's what you wanted. A goodbye present. Pure powerhouses.
Pure power.
Pure power, man. Pure power. Photo, come on, bro. Come on, my man. Come on, my
Yes!
my Thai brother.
Yes! I love you. Ice cream, dumbbell, 2 million percent. Yes!
I love the coconut milkshakes here, to be honest. So we all love something. Gillhams. There is only one Gillhams.
Rigs. So rigs for Julians is interesting. So one of the things I've learned, and don't take this as a plug for the Magic Wand or inline, previously I'd learned they don't really like great resistance. But I learned the last few years that having the Magic Wand on, or the Magic Wand inline as I have in 2026, just creating that little bit of head shake resistance really does make a difference.
So here it is. This is the finished rig. So now you can see there the lead's got some of the pilot gravy on it and the actual ground bait mixture that's in the bucket. And then the hook bait has got the nutty sauce on it because I know that Julians love sweet baits. But the ice cream, believe it or not, has a really, really high level of Himalayan rock salt as well to complement, because good chefs will tell you a great dessert always has salt in it. That's what makes it so special. So that goes out in the little Ridge Monkey bait boat, and I put a few, what I do is I get it out to where I think I want to be, catapult some ice cream boilies around it, the 14 millers, and then quite simply drop the rig, and that's it. Job done.
Or a lighter running system, because previously if you go to Gillhams, the standard rig when you get there set up on all the rods is, you know, like a core free leader or a big beast fuse leader with an inline lead, either straight onto the swivel or with a bead that's on the swivel, just giving it a tiny bit of resistance, and then it's, you know, free. The last couple of years, especially this year, which we'll get to, where I've caught my dream Julians, I had the Magic Wand on, and of course with that method ball that I like to have that I wrapped around the arrow lead, which when I'm putting just a small amount of bait out is perfect, because I know there's all this attraction down there. But the rig itself, you can play a little bit of, if you like, poker here, where you've got yourself a chance of catching a big Siamese, but you've not gone too long in search of a big Siamese that then there's a chance of the Julians getting away. So if you use rigs between 10 to 14 inches or 8 to 12 inches with a size 4 Cassian hook, that's my go-to rig hook when I go to Gillhams. Cassian hook, and then either a bloodliner, a liner, or a bloodliner long legs. And then between those two options, I've got not only security for the mouth of the fish, so when I'm using braided hook links, because there I use either the ammo 50 pounds or the ammo 25 pounds, the bloodliner aligner or the long legs aligner gives me the gape, gives me the security on the fish's mouth, and allows me to fish a nice braided hook link, which is perfect, because the Siamese love braid, because obviously the bait's going to waft up off the bottom. So we're going to get onto hook baits and bait in a minute, but the rig wise, just having a braided hook link, the ammos I've described, Cassian hook, and what I like to do is use a very simple rig where I've actually created almost like a blowback effect, but with the ammo. So I've tied a granny knot, so I put my hook bait on my hair. When I first made the loop on a bare bit of braid, I then measure the hair off, so I've got 2 or 3 mil exiting the shank of the hook, then tie off my knotless knot, add on my bloodliner aligner or the long legs aligner, and then I leave the braid there to decide what length I want my rig. And hook bait wise, I'll then use what I know now is the Julien's hook bait of all, because I've never caught so many Juliens I have the last couple of years. And that's been since the birth of the ice cream and the paella, but it's been the ice cream cork dust wafters. These are the bad boys as well. Never have I seen so many Juliens get caught on a trip to Gillhams. Ice cream, cork dust wafters. The larger ones are the ones who've been producing the most. That's been probably down to buoyancy, the fact they've gone out the most because of trying to kill two birds with one stone, with the chance of catching a Siamese as well. And you'll notice I've added some of the nutty sauce into these as well, just to keep that stickiness and that, you know, that aroma that's a constant throughout the ice cream range. But these are all with a twist. So the ice cream hook baits all contain a couple of other very key aroma chemicals that are super stimulative and are clearly very, very adored by the Julliens Prize Golden Carp. That's been the absolute winner. And if I know the rig's going to be out for a long time and I've got size 4 on and I want to maybe give myself the chance of catching a Siamese, I'll also just put on one of the little mini ice cream pop-ups which come in a mixed tub of 10 millers. So you've got reds, whites, pinks, yellows in there. And I like the yellow or the white because in that colour of water where you've got down there, you imagine all that smoke and fury. I like yellow or white because I still think they might get a glimmer of it. And then when you've got that bright red bloodliner, a liner, or long legs a liner, I know bloodworm is loved by the Siamese, the Juliens. It's loved by all species. It's natural larder in the water. So that's going to be a winner. So that gives you an angle with the rig. And then when you go to the lead system, for me, having the magic wand inline in the armoury now is the perfect thing. So a nice length of core free spliced, and then the magic wand inline system, so the solid bag system as you like. Your bait choice now is really important. So if you are ever there and you're fishing at Gillhams or these venues and you want to target a Julien's, then look at what the anglers are doing around you. Now, if you've got an angler around you next door piling in the bait, let them do it. They're doing you a favour, okay? Because what they're doing, they're attracting the filter feeders. They're attracting the Mekongs. They're attracting the Amazon red tails. They're attracting the Siamese carp. They're bringing in this commotion. That's giving you an advantage, okay? So one of the things, if I want to zone in and give myself a chance of a Julien's, I will put bait in a few days at a time. So using the house pellets, the house boilies, and obviously in the fortunate position now, I take ice cream and paella boilies out with me, and the ice cream stick mix, and the hook baits in the ice cream and paella family, and the jaw paste. So with these baits, I'm able to do a variety of different things. I'm able to create that method style feeder around the lead. And then I know last year when I think of 2025, I caught my big Juliens using basically a Dex lead with the pin taken out of a pin leg clip, and then the magic wand. So that was the approach there. And around that, I've moulded jaw paste, a little bit of breadcrumb, scalded pellet, different bits and pieces, and then the nutty sauce added. And I even used some of that and wrapped it around my ice cream cork dust wafter to create almost like a little method ball or a wrap of paste around the hook bait.
The travel rod is back in stock and I'm about to go in the dark. I knew it was going to go. Bye-bye.
Go, get in.
Come on, who's getting in then? I need someone with a camera to come with me.
He's going to get his life jacket,
Get his life jacket before we start getting spoiled. I want to land this. This is heading to the restaurant.
Do you reckon I can eat while looking out the window and watching you getting pulled about the lake? That'll be a buzz.
Right, do you want to follow me down, Bob, while you catch up?
I'll watch you get surfing first.
Yeah. It's surf and turf, baby.
Oh, where's the
So
paddleboard?
you follow the...
Oh, the bank. I'll go along the bank, pal.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate. Oh. That was elegant. So elegant.
Not again.
So elegant.
Are these actual life jackets? Or? You gotta love this game. I told you it's gonna go this rod. There's something about this travel rod and Gillhams. They were sort of made for each other. It's towing a human, so it's got to be. And one that's had a lot of coconut milkshakes. Oh, it's a Julian! Yes! A Julian on a travel rod! Get him down the lake! Get in there! Get in there, son! Yeah! Mate, that is a joke. Oh, mate, that's made my trip, that. A Julian's on a travel rod.
Fucking mid-lake.
Mid-lake, son. I actually said the first shout I said Julian's. Right, we can get this. We'll start pulling this. How you getting on, Al?
Yeah, all right, mate.
I'm feeling your legs quite a
I'm
lot.
good, bro.
You're finished now, my friend. Unless the hook comes out.
No, don't fucking say that.
No, but what I'm saying is the battle's... Go over there, look, oh, you can get it. Look, see that? I'll just back... Look at that. That is epic. What, mate? Hello, mate. A little kiss at a little kiss at sea together. My favourite carp species. Look. Okay. God, that's a chunker one as well. My favourite carp species on a travel rod. What a tickle. Hey,
In she goes, in she
hey,
goes.
hey. Class.
Dumbbell.
What's that?
Ice cream.
Ice cream, pure ice cream, straight dumbbell. Look at that behemoth of a Julian's. My favourite carp species. This is definitely my PB. My PB before was about £43.
Oh, it's bigger than that.
This is heavy. This is heavy, and what a way to celebrate the return of the highest travel rod, getting towed around Gillhams by this thing. Pucker. 30.
Good as 30 as it can be, that,
30,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah. Good fish, that.
Yeah.
Good fish, mate.
What is that?
45.
45. Yeah, I thought it was a PB. Come on, matey. Thank you for the excitement, the entertainment, but go back happy and safe. Look at those shoulders. From Iran with love. Thank you, Julie. Cheers, Alt. That was fun. That's how you want to finish evenings. Little ball. I went to Bobby, I said, I'm putting that out to the left for Julie's. And there she was. There's a weird, it weren't that fast, so just hear that. Yeah.
So baiting wise, if you want to build a swim, so you're there, let's say you're there on a week-long holiday. You're there, you want to catch a multitude of species. So if you want to have a rod out for Julians, I'd make sure that's away from your main baited area. So in that instance, you just put out, like I say, that little method ball with the paste wrap, or just a single boilie, single bottom bait, or that single wafter, and then put that away and almost just catapult a few house boilies or the ice cream like I do and the paella. I just pepper a few in throughout the day. I don't put loads out, just a bit of noise. So imagine a few of those filter feeding fish will come in and have a look, but I'm not lording it in. It's not going in big quantities, just little bits and pieces. And Julian's bubbles are very much like tench bubbles. So little pinpricks, you'll see them pop up, and then you know because they're shy. So if you see those little pinpricks coming up, that's a very interesting thing. And the other thing I've learned about Juliens is they love harder, firmer, sandier spots. So the best Juliens I've caught there have always been on the firmer sand, not in the siltier areas where you're likely to catch Siamese and other species. It's always been when I felt that lead down, a really crisp, what I would describe as a firm clay sand drop. I've never got to those sort of 14, 16 foot depths to put my foot down, but they'll probably be like sandy spots. So yeah, worth bearing that in mind when you're looking for the spot. You're trying to feed it down. You want that nice firm fud, and certain swims that are famed for the Juliens. Around the edges, you're going to get sort of in A1, Sala 1, at the restaurant end of Gillhams. You're going to have those under the hyacinth. There's really nice firm sand there. And then when you move up to the other end towards what they used to call Harry Bay, so you get to the grassy swim or E3 and F1 and Sala 10, again, you've got a sandbar further out in the lake in the centre, but also you've got sand closer in to the bank as well. So don't ignore the margins, because in 2025 I caught a beautiful one in the darkness, and also had another take of a big one, and that was all caught with the travel rod, with the highest travel rod, just casting sort of 20 yards out, and that was in that close line, and it was just a few catapults just dinking a line of bait just in a line, and that was what was creating that opportunity. And if you want to be spodding and making loads of noise and commotion, then do that on a couple of other rods away from the rod that you might. So say you've got 3 rods, put one out for Juliens and put the other 2 out for Siamese, or commit 2 to Juliens and put another rod out for Siamese or Mekongs, and that's how you plan it. Or you target your Juliens at the beginning of your trip, get that fish under your belt, and then you move on to try to catch some of the other species. But don't try to catch them all at once, because then you're into the element of luck, okay? And if you want to do that, then do as I've said before, put some bait out the day before, feed your swim, get it busy, get it thriving, get it rocking, get different species going, play with the buoyancy of your hook bait, try to catch some of those other species. You might get Juliens along the way, you might not. You're more likely to catch Siamese and some of the other dominant species. And then if there is a day where you are going to go, right, I just want to catch a Juliens, then that's when you do just put out that little 2-bait stringer. You do put out that little method ball. You do just put them items out and leave it. Stay quiet, order yourself a coconut milkshake, chill out, be on holiday, relax, then you've got half a chance. Before the latest One More Cast exclusive in 2026, I had this vision. We've brought out the OMCFC combo carp rod and reel. And honestly, I don't want this to become kind of like the be all and end all. This isn't a product plug here, but I thought, cool, could you imagine if you spend a bit of time, you fish that middle water in E3, and you try to maybe catch a big Siamese, or you're fishing that hybrid approach where you don't put a lot of bait out, you feed the days before, you put the balls out with you put the spods out. This trip, I had my friend Spilsy with me, who's recovering from a very rare form of cancer. He's in remission. So my target was to get him his fish. So he needed to tick off, a few fish. The people fishing either side of us were putting a lot of bait out, and the people fishing opposite us were putting more bait out. We were sort of edging our way into it, trying to get a bite, if you like, rather than knowing you're not going to get 10, 15 fish hits. Trying to almost get Spilsy those moments of emotion, that get him that dream fish. And he caught an Amazon red tail first. Then we caught the Juliens. He caught back-to-back Juliens. And then the mission for me was to catch him Siamese. So we finally caught the Siamese carp. And it was all guns then on this sort of OMCFC stunt with the unicorn. And then the rods were out. And there, because there was only a couple of days to go, I knew we had to get this this bit to camera, this content for the OMCFC carp rod and reel combo to show it in action, 15-pound line, lake. And the only reason we were going to jump on this unicorn and we get in with a life jacket, it's the same with the highest travel rod. It's a bit like getting in a boat on a lake, you know. You get to the fish quicker, you get past any danger. You've got to remember the other anglers on the lake are using braid. So there's a chance if they get a fish, they could cut you off with your 15-pound mono. So by getting out over the fish, you're going to land the fish quicker, you're going to get it in quicker, and you're in control straight away. And that's why there's this bit of, you're going to see shortly you get the bite, and we're straight out. I fall head first in off the unicorn with his slip disc, and we're into battle. People ask me, do you still get a buzz from fishing? And I'm like, absolutely. But it takes special fish to get the hands going again. And this capture, this unicorn capture, even though I fell in off the unicorn, leading to this Julien's, was the culmination of all these years of learning about this species. They're mystical, but the feeding, the type of food, all these things played a part in leading to this moment.
There's going to be a lot of people involved. It involves the OMC FC carp rod and reel combo. They are ready loaded magic wand inlines, jaw paste, solid bags, over the top parachute style, cork dust wafters with a little fluoro ice cream mini pop up on the top there. Have a look at that beauty. They're identical on both rods. Spod's gone out. We've got balls there. We are going to try to catch something very big on the OMCFC rod and reel combo. And of course, if we get a screamer, it's going to be on the brand new OMCFC bite alarms. Let's go!
Now this is where quite a serious instructional video all about catching my dream fish, my favourite species, gets weird. Sean Gillhams bringing down Ali the goat is the one you see at the front. They named it after me. And then the one just behind there is called Bobby, named after us, Bobby Zamora and myself. And then you got the male one, Mo, coming behind. And they were in the swim. It was utter chaos. So on this final sort of day, this is our last day at Gillhams in 2026. All the pressure was on. There's goats in the swim. It's very peculiar, but kind of sums up one more cast.
Where's the girl fishing?
Oh, away. Yes! Rude dog! Unicorn! Life jacket! Yeah?
I will as soon as you've got, yeah. You want to get on off the step?
What's that? Yeah.
Am I reeling this other rod in? Yeah, defo.
What's that? Yeah, reeling it on rod.
That unicorn didn't really work.
Sit down there.
You
Sit
have
down
to
there.
give it a go again. Give me the rod while you get on the unicorn.
What's that?
Give me the rod.
As wonderful as Rue's suggestion of me getting back on the unicorn was, I actually thought you guys and girls would far prefer watching a slow-mo of me nose diving on this now slightly deflated unicorn. I actually thought it would have gained a bit of buoyancy in the heat, but clearly it wasn't going to be like a boat. It wasn't like getting in a boat in a lake where you're going out, and it was me and the life jacket. But it was fun. I think those that have followed me for a long time know that I live for these moments.
Woo! Hey, see that slopping out?
That was a albino gar, I think.
Hey, it's an alligator gar!
He's no Will's yacht. He's just sat there chilling.
He's loving life, isn't he?
Oh, light. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
Oh no.
Hold up,
Pull it down,
hold
pull
up.
it down. Pull it down, pull it
Hold
down,
up,
Ali, pull it
hold
down.
up.
Oh no.
Right, get it.
I've got it on me, line on me.
Line on everyone.
At this stage, I had no idea what we were hooked into, but Chris Ayres fishing on one of the banks had just hooked a big chow prior, and his braid was actually cutting across the line, and really, literally, there was a chance here of cutting off the mono. So Roo worked wonders here. He got the rod out, I opened the bail arm, he got it underneath, we flipped it around, and we were back in action. It was scary, a big moment that could have turned, because at this moment we had no idea what fish we were playing. Kind of like jumping in a boat on a European carp lake. This was very much the same reason, to get away from danger.
Who on it?
It's all going off at Gillhams. Hey! Go on, Chris!
With a £50 pacu.
This was building up to something very special. And the man you see on the right there holding the camera, Berry Dave, has been on some of the wildest in-water life jacket adventures with me at Gillhams. Remember, at this point, neither Yut, Roo, or Dave, or I knew what we were hooked into.
Good.
Grab him again, Dave. And
Yes.
drag him now.
Nah,
He's doing all right. Oh, I get too
alright.
close, I'll get kicked in nuts.
no, because the fish under us.
Yeah.
It's going to go between my legs.
It's going to me, no?
Oh, not down the tip.
Yeah. Yeah.
There.
Get there.
Last time trying to go, it's what?
You can do it, Dave.
You can do it! Swim
We can do
faster!
You are doing it, Dave.
Fishing truly is about the memories that you make with people and wildlife and nature on the bank. And honestly, Dave Gibbons here pulling me back. What a team effort.
You on ground, Roo? Are you on ground?
Nah.
No, hey, keep it there. Yeah.
We still didn't know what this fish was at this stage, but we were now back on terra firma, well, sort of. But the shock of our lives was around the corner.
Let's get our breath back before you go back out.
What's that? Oh, it is.
Oh! You get that!
It says fucking Julliens.
Yeah, baby!
Yes, man. Yes. I told you it's a big Julliens. I can fit. Oh my God. Oh my God.
When that fish broke the surface, every part of my body, my hands, my knees, the rod was shaking. This striped, huge, spectacular Julians was about to hit the net with the guide Yut, the first ever guide I met nearly 20 years ago in Thailand. And for him to capture this fish into the net, it was so fitting it was Yut. But more importantly, the size of this fish. It literally blew our minds as we first saw it.
Yes! Get in there!
Yes.
In the mouth!
In the mouth. Come on, let's
You won't go back out of you, won't go back out of
A big Julie! Oh my God! That's told you we needed the scales, baby. That's my PB Julies. That's my
man.
PB Julies.
you. Jammy ass.
Why is it always happening to him?
I'm the magic wand in life. Yes. Told you, Ali H. You were never getting on the rods. It was always going to be Hamidi.
In the mouth!
That is a cheat. That's a big Julie's, man. That is a monster, man.
None of us could believe our eyes. The size of the head, the stripes, the shoulder size. This species, the Julians, has gripped me. It has taken my soul with passion. Honestly, when you look at it, the graft, the years of fought the obsession with catching the Julians, and to only believe and know that there is even bigger in Gillhams yet to come.
OMCFC! My Pete, that is a monster, man. That is smashed. Yeah! Oh my God, man, look at that. Look at that, everything.
That's massive.
When you've worked on it all, that is the biggest Julians I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God.
That is
oh my God. The stuff of my dreams, man. With so much excitement. I've worked my life for this brand, for the people, for these products. Honestly, look at that. The Magic Wand inline on its debut to Gillhams. You think it's hype, but it ain't. It's just ripe. They love the ice cream. I weren't lying to you. Look at this thing. I never thought I would ever dream of ever catching the Julians of that size. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy moly.
We knew it was going to be big, but exactly how big, the scales were about to get ready, but we were still just enjoying looking at the proportions. With the scales perfectly zeroed, the fish was safely put into the sling by Ute and I, still just looking at it, just adoring it, just appreciating every last second of this moment. As Robbie and the boys put it up on the scales, this was quite an unbelievable moment as they swung round to an incredible 64 pounds.
Hey! Oh my God! Go on the OMCFC, come on! Ah, look at that! 64 pounds of Julliens Golden Price Carp. That is how you drop a mic. Like it? Kiss it. In pursuit of me, Julie. Truly in pursuit. Oh my God. Dave, can I do it?
You can do it. Your mouth.
Yes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This drone shot gives you one final chance to see the true perspective and an enormous structure of this fish. And I was expecting this dramatic swim off, but no, it went under the hyacinth. But it gave me a chance to look up at the skies, to say thank you, and then to go over to my dear friend Ute and give him one of those big Hamidi hugs to say thank you for sharing one of the greatest fishing memories of my life. So I hope that gives you an idea that even after all these years, there's fish out there, those bucket list fish, a 64-pound Julians. That fish is 20 years old, you know, and believe it or not, there's even bigger. So the obsession for me still exists. So if you're ever with me on one of these OMC Lake exclusives or you see me at Gillhams, then know there's the little boy inside is excited at the thought of more Julians. And whether they're £15 or £65, or dare I say £100 plus, the dream's in there. It can happen. So you could catch the £100 plus before me, but follow the tips in this and you're going to go to Thailand or anywhere where there's Julians and you've got the best chance of catching the Julians doing what I've told you about. Put it into practice and you'll get the result, I promise you.